Hello everyone, it's Smokey here, and time for another video. Another video on Doctor Who. I have seen the whole season of the new season with Shooty Gatwa, and I have some thoughts. I think I have something pretty cool to say, some cool things to say about this, maybe a different take that most people have. Let's dive into it. First of all, I'm not impressed. I didn't enjoy it, and I know that's the sentiment of a lot of people, but I've got a complex opinion on this. So I was really let down, and I didn't enjoy it. There's a lot of problems. So I think how to start. I've seen all of the episodes, and we'll go through them in a bit, and we'll talk about some of the silliness in it. But I think my biggest criticism that I want to levy and start off with is that, and I've got my notes here that I've written down, which is that they put agenda and messaging, current day messaging, ahead of storytelling. Good characters, good character moments, good dialogue. As a viewer, these are the things that I want to see, and it just did not deliver. Instead, they wanted to virtue signal and talk about trans, LGBTQAI plus, and all these things, and it just took center stage. Whereas, I've seen Dave Tennant's run, I'm watching Matt Smith's run right now, and I'm really enjoying it. With Karen Gillan and who ends up being Nebula in Avengers and stuff. I'm having a good time. That is good Doctor Who. This isn't with Shooty. This isn't. There's some real problems, and I think the first thing I say is that putting the agenda ahead of storytelling is maybe the biggest problem that we have with our TV and cinema right now. Look at what's happening with the Acolyte. I know this is a Doctor Who video, but we have to compare some things. So look at what's happening with the Acolytes. They have completely wokeified Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is my religion, and it is now dead. And it's the same thing that is happening to Star Wars is happening to Doctor Who, and vice versa, whichever way you want to put it. And in fact, Doctor Who is being aired on Disney Plus, and I have a Facebook page. Check it out, Smoky Toke or Schmoky Toke. Check it out. But I see ads for Shooties. Oh, hey, come and see the new Doctor. I'm the Doctor. Come and see. Oh, I'm going to be gay and all that. It's like I see the ads for Disney Plus, and we talked about this in a previous video. We don't want Doctor Who Americanized. We want it very British. It needs to be quintessentially British. And they're deviating a lot from the core tenets and themes of what Doctor Who should be. Good sci-fi, good fantastical sci-fi adventures. Episodic, a different one each time, or sometimes we do two-parters and we have a fun time. They're deviating, and they're going down the wrong direction. Okay? I did say that I'm giving this show a lot of grace, and some things won me over. Let me tell you, Shooty Gatwa started to win me over. He did, with his acting. When he saw Sutek in the final episode, this will be heavy spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, it won't make any sense. So I'm gonna be jumping around a bit, because that's how my mind works. But when he sees Sutek, he has this face of absolute dread, and I was like, wow, he's actually acting. He's actually making an effort. He really is. It's just missing the mark quite a bit, but he's making an effort. I have to give him that. And for some things, he really did win me over. That's Shooty, and also with Ruby, I thought she ended up being a great companion, especially in her episode 73 Yards, which is my favourite episode of the series, even though there's so many problems with that episode. I'm like being torn apart because I really enjoyed it, but it also makes no sense and nothing is established correctly. So, God, I'm being friggin' ripped apart here. I've written down a couple of things. So I want to say that there's good music. There's whoever does the music for it is doing a great job, and ironically, in the episode. Oh, let me put this full screen for everybody. Actually, no, I'll take it back off. In the episode, The Devil's Chord, we're actually on that one right now. It's all about music. It's good. It's a good idea. Some entity trying to steal all of the world's music because everything. I've just been listening to the Silmarillion, an audiobook, and the creation myth of Arda and Middle Earth is all the gods, the Aina Lindala, making the music of creation, and it's reflected in real life. We are all frequency, we're all vibration, and it's very important. Music is very important, and this maestro taking it away is a good concept, and they fuck it up with the heart of what is the episode. Music. The music is bad, especially with Ruby's song that she wrote for her lesbian friend. Of course, she has to be a lesbian because they have to check the boxes. Even a tertiary character that's not on screen, you have to say, "Oh yeah, by the way, she's a lesbian. She had a girlfriend, and I wrote this song." It's like, oh my god, can you stop with the fucking messaging? Her song was it was all over. I like music. We're actually listening to my SoundCloud right now. This is a song I made about my grandmother when she passed away, and it was actually on her funeral. I make a few mistakes in it, but please check out my SoundCloud if you feel so inclined. It's in the links, in the comments. So Ruby's song, from a music point of view, which I know music and stuff, I play guitar and do a bit of stuff, it's all over the place. There's no theme or motif through the song that I can latch onto. It's just chords and all over the place, and running arpeggios up and down, and it's all over the place, and it has no heart, and it just, they fucked it up. So the core point of the episode was fucked up. This isn't even to mention that they have the maestro is so cringe. It's like some drag queen trans person, absolutely ugly, ugh, yuck, and she makes all these noises and does all these movements, and like it's really gross, and I don't like it. Yeah, so that was we'll come back to this episode in a sec, but this all started from good music. I started it with good music and then just said how it was all shit. No, in like the last episode and stuff, the music, it really, when I say the music, the score, not the music that they might have on the radio or something, the score of the actual show, it's actually really good. And like in the last episodes with the threat of Sutek, it's intense, 73 yards, very spooky music. They do a good job, but I just find it ironic that the episode about music has the worst music in it. So as you can see, as I'm unfolding my thoughts here, I'm being kind of torn apart. It's complex, it's nuanced. Some of it is good, and yet some of it is bad. What can I say? I wanted to also mention that Sutek is a great threat. I thought was a great threat introduced. I haven't seen Old Who yet. I'm going to. I'm watching Matt Smith's run right now. I thought Sutek was a great threat. Very scared me, and in that episode, what is it called? The Legend of Ruby Sunday, which is the first part of the two-parter. They set up the unit, and Kate's there, and she's ordering everyone around, and I really like Kate, and I like unit, and it's like a staging ground for the Doctor and all his operations and his movements and stuff. And the threat of Sutek is completely ruined in the next episode. He ends up getting defeated by, well, it just is subverted that's it. I don't like the threat of Sutekh was taken away, and it was not scary anymore. Mainly because of the mother ending up being the birth mother ended up being a nobody, and it wasn't explained, and oh god, it makes no sense. I'm just trying to remember. I'm actually trying to remember here. Kind of having a brain fart, but I can't remember how they got rid of Sutekh. So let us just quickly click on here, and I'm going to do a quick search, and you guys can sit with me for a second whilst I look for how did they take out Sutekh? Okay, we're gonna have a look. Oh, have to mute that. Sorry for the kind of dead air here for a second, guys. How did they take out Sutekh? Can you remember? I can't remember. Yes. Okay, here we go. We can see it on the screen. Let me put it full screen for you. Now, I have to be careful of copyright, so... that's right! They undermine him by this stupid rope! I'm glad we took a second there to bring up the episode, because now I remember. They have that stupid rope and glove that somehow can contain this god of death, and they drag him along with the TARDIS. Okay, so the threat... It's like Thanos shows up with the gauntlet and all the things, and some kid runs up and kicks him in the balls, and he's like, oh, and gets defeated. And it's like, that's what it felt like. It's just like, so not impactful. Fucked it up in their own two-parter. You start off good, and then you fuck it up with the second part. My god. Yeah, so a big criticism is the birth mother ends up being a nobody, a no one. And there was so much mystery behind why she was pointing, why she left the Ruby there in the first place. What is her lineage? It's sort of like that, you know, like, why is she so important? She ends up being a nobody, and they do some stupid, they say some bullshit, absolute horseshit stuff about, don't you see, she's pure creation, she's everything, she's the best of humanity, she's the most simplest life, and that is encapsulated in her, and that makes her, like, immune to Sutekh's powers, and that's why Sutekh was so... Why was Sutekh so confounded with her presence in the universe? Ends up being nothing. It ends up being a nothing burger. It's just... she's special because she's special and we say so. Pisses me off. Yeah, I'm getting just a little bit riled up, so I'll settle down a bit. So, to one of the biggest points that I want to make is that in Britain, they have the TV license. You have to purchase a TV license to watch TV. How fair and democratic you are, Britain. I'm so glad in Australia where we have it the same. We have such a great government. Oh, we have so much freedom here. Have to pay for TV, so we're so free. Yeah, so the TV license is being used to create this show. A show that hates the very viewers it gets its money from. I mean, that's the truth. They're getting the money from the TV license, and the taxpayer, the people who are paying for the TV, it's going to the BBC, and the BBC is producing their flagship show, Doctor Who, and it ends up being this agenda-ridden, fuck you if you don't like it, you are a racist and a bigot if you don't like our show. That is what we're getting from Russell T Davies, that's what we're getting from Ncuti Gatwa. They can't take any criticism. As soon as you levy any criticism about what are the things I'm talking about here? Am I talking about racist shit? Not right now. I'm talking about storytelling. They can't take any criticism about storytelling, and as soon as they hear anything, they revert to you must be racist. Wasn't even talking about that. It's apparently on your mind. You're fucking talking about it. God. So isn't it? I just find it so ironic that the TV license is being used to create the show that hates the people that it's getting the money from. My God, how shameful that is of the BBC. You know, I have to say, fuck you BBC, and fuck you Doctor Who, and fuck you Ncuti Gatwa. Not fuck you Doctor Who. Fuck you Russell T Davies, BBC, Ncuti Gatwa, and Disney Plus. Fuck you guys. Your shooting guard was saying all this stuff about. Let's bring it up. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Shooting guard was saying this. Doctor Who star Shooting Guard says white mediocrity gets celebrated, while black people have to be absolutely flawless to get half that praise. Let me read it again. Shooting Guard says white mediocrity gets celebrated, while black people have to be absolutely flawless to get half that praise. What are you talking about? God, look at him there. Oh, you guys can't see. Let me put it on full screen for you. Look at him there. So embarrassing. And I can't believe he said that. I mean, white people... So black people have to work twice as hard as a white person. You're focusing on race. You're being racist. Not me. You're saying all this shit. I went in with good faith, wanting to watch and give you a shot. You won me over with your acting, and then I read this stuff about... So you don't like white people and shit? You think like white people just get everything handed to them? We have no problems in life, and you know, you're talking about... You're being segregational. You're talking about races and being different. Fuck you. Yeah. Not you, the audience. Sorry, I'm getting a bit riled up. You guys are awesome. But Shooty, you know, fuck you for saying that. You have, like, race on your mind. You guys are the racists, not me. You know, something I want to bring up, I was going to say later, but I'll bring up now, is that I actually have nothing against casting the Doctor as a black man. I think it's kind of a refreshing idea. It can be done. There's a couple of people. I remember they were talking about Idris Elba and gosh, that guy, I can't say his name, from 12 Years a Slave and stuff like that. He's my pick. He'll be a fantastic Doctor. But not Shooty, not like this, not like this Matrix, not like this. Yeah, it's just I have nothing against casting a black man, but they've clearly put that stuff in the forefront, and in fact, let's skip ahead to the episode Dot and Bubble, where they all end up being racist out of nowhere. The whole group, the characters, they're all like, no, you don't quite cut it, so no, we're not going to go with you. And where the fuck did that come from? That they're all just suddenly racist? That's not clever, or giving us a good message and telling a deep dive into racism and how we can conquer it and how we can get along better. That's just was blunt and ham-fisted and dumb. You know, I have to compare to something like Star Trek: The Next Generation, where they talk about stuff like this, or even Deep Space Nine with Cisco. I remember there's certainly specific episodes where they do tackle race, and they do it in such a thoughtful manner, and it makes you think. You know, episodes of Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and stuff like that, I go to bed still thinking about the episode and the moral that it was teaching me. And I think about it for a long time. It teaches me something. With this Doctor Who, nope. I'm getting nothing. I'm getting no content to think about and mull over and contemplate. I'm getting nothing. I'm getting scraps. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we did talk about that it's being aired on Disney Plus, and we don't want Doctor Who Americanized. We want it quintessentially British. It's got to be British. You know, we have to realize that, you know, the hashtag Doctor Who is dead has been going around, and we have add it to the heap with Star Wars after The Last Jedi, add it to the heap with Star Trek, with Kurtzman Trek. All these things are dying. All my favourite things, you know. I'm scared about Stargate. You know, I adore Stargate, SG-1, Atlantis. Haven't seen Universe yet. I adore these things. And I know Amazon wants to do something with it, and Amazon are the same people who do Rings of Power, and they're all woke, and they've got the wrong idea about making shows, and I'm like, oh, are they gonna fuck it up? They're gonna fuck it up. If they get the Rodney McKay from Stargate, if he is in it, hopefully he'll steer the ship right. But I'm just a bit worried about that. But yeah, we don't want this Americanized. We don't want that. We want it quintessentially British. Okay. Let's some other things. There's an episode, Rogue, where the Bridgerton episode. It's pretty damn shit. It's awful episode, really. But yeah, the Doctor totally kisses a man, is like falling for a man, and kisses him, and there's been gay characters in Doctor Who before. I think in Tennant's run I saw one, and that's cool. I don't have any problem with gay people. I don't in real life or with characters and stuff. I don't like it when it's propped up and forced, and or every second character is gay, and it's like so blatant and you can tell. But that's not even the problem here. I'll tell you what the problem is. It is the Doctor is heterosexual. He's straight, right? That is the character. Now we're talking about changing the character to fit today's narrative, today's view of how it should be. No. The character, I've even written it here. The Doctor is a male, heterosexual Time Lord. Is that so evil of me to say? Is that so wrong? No. That is how the character has been presented for 60 fucking years. That is what it should be. And likewise, I say the companion should be a woman. That is the dynamic. That's what makes the Doctor work. That's what makes the show work. And they're changing the themes and the lore in a bad direction for agenda. Another big criticism, okay? They absolutely are doubling down and tripling down on the Timeless Children, where the Doctor wasn't really actually a Gallifreyan Time Lord. He was some magical timeless child that was being experimented on by a mad scientist, and in a torturous way, and then trying to get the powers of the regeneration, and then saved by the Gallifreyans and is adopted by the Gallifreyans and not really a Time Lord. So you're retconning, you're going back and retroactively continuity, you're changing the lore and mythology. This is such a bad thing to do in storytelling. And we're seeing this with Star Wars The Acolytes. Oh god, it's fucking awful. I have to watch it and make videos on it. It's like torture. Apparently with the Acolyte, apparently Anakin isn't the chosen one, and you can create life using the Force, and Tenebris and Plagueis and Palpatine were all just idiots because they couldn't work it out, and they're changing the lore. Why are they going back and altering this shit? Well, they're doing it because of agenda and the message to change it for today's times. I think that's a very scary thought. We should not change these things to appease to our sensibilities of today. I think most people would agree with that, right? Right? It should be... We want that time period of, watching a movie from the 90s or even earlier. Hell, I watched black and white movies from the 50s and stuff. We want to keep that. We don't want to edit it and take out stuff that might offend us. No, we have to appreciate history and learn from it, and we can't change history. Most of these crazy blue-haired people my age, which is embarrassing, they can't accept, they want to change history and tear down statues and all this stuff. No, they have no reverence or understanding of history. They're not grateful for what they have in life. And that, why I'm speaking of this is an extension. This is being projected onto things like Doctor Who. So, we talked about this doubling down on the timeless children. It's a mess, And I wrote here, and I wrote it down twice in different ways. They have gone down the wrong timeline of lore, and I sort of think of it as you have this direction where you can go with adding to the lore of the Doctor and making it really cool, going this way in the right direction, but they've gone completely the other direction and tripled and doubled and tripled down on the timeless children. But they're fucked up. I should mention that just a small note that the sonic screwdriver is now different. It's like the sonic dildo thing. Once again, changing the character, changing it up. What about showing reverence, and honor to the character and writing the character as he should be? No, we don't do that anymore. So silly. I write, and this is echoing what I already said. They have deviated from the core themes of Doctor Who. The male Time Lord, the heterosexual male Time Lord, and the female companion going out on sci-fi adventures every episode and using their creative. No, it's not about weapons and stuff. It's about using your mind to solve problems and how can we outwit this enemy and how can we save this person and telling us morals along the way and teaching us something. We get none of that. The themes have been perverted. There are no themes. There is nothing to learn from this season of the Doctor. We did talk about the mother of Ruby ends up being a nobody, and it was never properly explained why she was so special. They said some nonsense about how she was the essence of all humanity, and that here, we'll leave it on this picture. Kind of what I was saying before. It's sort of nebulous stuff that she's just really special just because she's just some random bitch. But I'm sorry to use that word, but I found that really a big fuck up. They fucked up their show. They fucked up their season by Sutek being such an easy defeat, by the mother being a nobody, and there's no real reason as to why Sutek was so fascinated and had to figure out why, because he wanted everything dead, including this mother. Why couldn't you see the face in the recording? Not explained. Why was it so mysterious? Why was she pointing? Why? Who does that? Who goes, I will name you after Ruby Road? It none of it made sense. Oh man. I should go back to Road where he's kissing the man. I thought that the Doctor had more restraint when it comes to lust and sexuality. First of all, to me, the precedent has been set that he doesn't want to get close to anyone because he lives for a long time, well, forever, really, and humans die, and he doesn't want to get attached, and he's been through that hurt, and he doesn't want to get attached like that in the first place. So why is he going around kissing dudes and just out of nowhere? He doesn't want to be attached, and now this Doctor is all lustful and kissing dudes and shit. Where's your restraint, and where's the build up to some sort of romance and something meaningful? No, it's not there. It's like a one night stand. It's so empty. So we talked about Shooty saying that black people have to work twice as hard. Let's have a look at that. Also want to talk about Russell T Davies. So there's the headline there. And Russell T Davies basically talking, he admitted, said that he wants to use this as a platform for his activism and all that stuff. And they're doing it with all the gay stuff, which we don't have a problem with gay people. It's more like the LGBT mafia that we don't like. Their ideology, there's craziness and trans this and non-binary that. We don't like that stuff. Yeah, I think against gay people. You know, I think you guys you understand. Yeah, of course. I think it's black people, and I think it's gay people. But they would call me all these terrible things because I have problems with their storytelling. Got nothing to do with that shit. They're the ones talking about it. It's the only defense they have. It's pretty funny, really, when you think about it. I wanted to have a quick look at the episodes just to refresh my mind. Space Babies. We'll go through each episode real quick because this is a long video. Let me just check something. Checking. 30-minute video. Okay, shit. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Actually, I guess this is a good time to say, could you please like and subscribe? Yeah, if you can. Thank you, if you can. So with the episodes, Space Babies, terrible start to the season. Awful, not funny, very strange, uncanny valley stuff with the babies. There's literally a line in the episode where he's like, "You are perfect, just the way you are," and it's so new agey, sort of millennial, sort of, we are owed everything just because we exist. And like, yeah, he's like, "You're perfect how you are," and it's just he's saying it to a baby, and it's like within the story, it's like nice and whatever. But if you can see what the messaging is from the show, it's like, oh my god, no! We have to earn in life. You have to earn respect. You have to earn love. The only people who love you unconditionally are like your mom and your dad, and like grandparents. But other people, you have to earn that stuff in life. That's what you got to do. Be a good person and show that to people and help people, make people laugh. You're not just perfect just because you exist. No, there's a lot of work to be done in this life. God. The Devil's Cord, the second episode. Yeah, we talked a bit about that. The weird trans person, ugly, yucky, ugh. The bad music. Boom. The episode 3, completely forgettable episode. I've got like nothing to say about it. It didn't add to the story. It was boring. I barely remember. I think I might have fallen asleep whilst watching it. 73 Yards, strangely my favourite episode, but also the one that left me probably the angriest, besides the finale, because it made no sense. Was it the fairy circle that... if it's a time loop, it wasn't established how it works and the rules of it. Let me wet the whistle, yeah? Big Pepsi bottle. Yeah, I drink a bit of Pepsi. I'm trying to drink less, actually. I'm on a health thing. I'm trying to drink less. So, yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, 73 Yards. I have a lot to say. I will just have a look at my notes for it. The time loop is not established well. Is it the fairy circle? Breaking the fairy circle. What does that mean? In the tavern, the old woman who actually does a great job at acting. The old woman who explains about Wales and the mythology of Wales. By the way, it's great to see. I love the country Wales, so it's great to see that on screen, and the beautiful countryside and the cobblestone and the pub and everything like that. That was cool. Quintessentially British. That's good. Good job. Good with that. Good job, Russell. You did one thing right. But time loop not established, and there's something I want to talk about, which is, I think I forget his name in the episode, but that prime minister that Ruby has to end up stopping because he's going to be like so deadly and launch nukes and stuff. That has to be an insert for, like, who do they not like in Britain? Is it Tony Blair? I don't know too much about the politics, but who's their Trump? Who do they hate over? Who's like, because Russell T Davies has TDS. He hates Trump. He thinks Trump is the devil. He thinks right wingers are the devil, when they're not. And I think that Prime Minister in 73 Yards was like an insert for their version of Trump, or the Trumpified version of, like, is it Tony Blair? I think that's the guy's name. Yeah. So that's what it seemed like to me. Everything else is agenda. This is agenda too. If you just sort of sit back and see, you can see this stuff. It's kind of blatant. It's pretty cringe. Yeah. So also in 73 Yards, why was she making the hand movements? Why did she stay? Why did the scary woman, stay with Ruby the rest of her life? It ended up being Ruby herself, but the scary woman. Why did she stay after she defeated the Prime Minister for the rest of her life? Why did she come to approach to her at the deathbed? What was she was saying? Why was she doing the hand movements? When the people spoke to her and they got scared and ran away, which I found very scary, and they did and they looked and the music went like that, and they ran off, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm getting really unnerved and scared here. No explanation as to what was said to them, never explained, and in fact it's actually undercut in the episode. They should have cut this from the episode where Ruby talks to her mum on the phone, and she's saying like depressive, hurtful stuff, but they should have they should have had them run off, and there should have been some payoff. There should have been some sort of what they're being told that made them so scared and afraid. That would have been great to see, and we don't understand. We don't understand how the time loop really worked, and how when Ruby died, reverted back to that time, and she was able to say, don't step. Is that what the time loop point is? So you can come back later from the future to say whispery words. How many iterations of this time loop has happened? Has it happened 10 times? Has it happened 100 times? Is this the first or second time? None of it is explained. Lots of problems in 73 Yards. Yeah. Dot and Bubble. We talked about how they all end up being racist out of nowhere. I was actually enjoying the episode, and then they just do that racist thing. There's also that cringe bit when he's like, that guy is on the screen, and Shrudi's like, oh, hot, and then they're both like, hands off. It's like, oh, stop with the gayness stuff. Have some restraint. Keep it in your pants. Rogue, we had the gay kiss, the Bridgerton episode. Once again, I thought he had more restraint, lusting over him. That's not what the Doctor does. And then we have The Legend of Ruby Sunday, which I was really enjoying the unit, and seeing Kate, who did a really great job in 73 Yards when she did the whole disengage, and she just walked off. I was like, holy shit! I really like Kate as the director of units. But the Legend of Ruby Sunday, as they set up this great threat, and I'm like getting excited, even though the name thing was stupid, the anagram thing, like Harbinger and all that, stupid, and Sutek, it was stupid and just silly. Set up really cool, and then they undercut it with the last episode, Empire of Death, with the easy killing of Sutek and the easy defeating of Sutek. Completely undercut, and also, even more importantly, the mum ending up being a nobody and not explained why Sutek wanted to discover who she was. So we're left with, that's we talked about a lot. This is a long video. That is why I'm unimpressed with this show. We get nothing to take from this. No morals, no stories to contemplate and reflect on, like we get with Stargate or like Stargate SG-1 or Atlantis or Star Trek: The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine. We don't have that lingering thing of like, wow, that told me a great story. I want to see more. And it's empty. It's a shell of its former self. And Doctor Who is dead. Doctor Who is dead. And Russell T Davies killed it, along with the consent of the government of BBC and selling it off to Disney Plus and all that shit. Yeah, so I'm pretty disappointed. I don't know if other people think this way. I haven't really watched many videos because I wanted to not be influenced. I just wanted to say what I think. And I've just told you the truth of what I really think. So if people all love the show, well, I know they don't, but let's just say if people love the show, I'm just telling you the truth. Even if it maybe might make me look embarrassed, or I might get embarrassed. Sorry. Yeah, I have to say the truth, and that's what I kind of do on these channels, on my channels of mine. Okay, we talked for a bit. I did this one big take. I'm not even going to edit. I'm just, better put it back on this full screen. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. What did you think? Have I got like a good take on this? Am I being correct? Am I being too harsh, or am I pretty much spot on? I think I'm pretty much spot on. I have really, and we could talk about this for hours. We really could keep on talking about it. So please put your thoughts in the comments, and I'll check them, of course, and we can have a little discussion about it. So there's a couple of mentions. That's what I wanted to say. So thank you very much. But just a couple of mentions. We're actually listening to my SoundCloud, and we're listening to the link to my SoundCloud is in the comments, and because I needed uncopyrighted music to play in the background, and here we're listening to Rosemary's Last Song. I actually played a wrong note just then. There's a couple of mistakes, but it's all because it's all improv. But that's okay. It doesn't affect. It's ended up being a really good song. That's from my grandmother. That was actually done on her funeral day, and my mum is playing on the piano. And I also want to mention Disparu. Disparu is a YouTuber. I'm sure you know him. 250k subscribers. Wow. I think he's really smart. He's really clever. I really like him. And he's funny. He makes me laugh. And he's got some really good things to say. Look at what he, I watched his episode 1 review. We had a lot in. We thought very similarly, but he's done all the episodes. Look at what he's said here. Doctor Who, the worst finale of all time. So he sounds like he has way harsher criticisms than even me. So definitely check out Disparu for some insightful stuff. But what am I saying? I should focus on me as well. Please like and subscribe, and I really do thank you for watching. That's what I wanted to say, and we'll see what happens to Doctor Who. They've made a second season, and it's going to be aired. I don't think it's not looking good. I don't think are they going to be able to recover from this? I don't know. Are any of these franchises going to be able to recover? I don't know. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you out in the stars. Peace out.